Hello and welcome back to another episode of our non-league to the Premier League Let's Play with Leyton Orient. And well, it's been brilliant since you guys were last here. 6 wins in 7 games, 1 draw. So far undefeated in the National League. It's been great. The team has been performing exceptionally well. The first game we had, which was against Ebbsfleet United, of course, the other team expected to finish way up in the table. A nice tidy 2-0 victory with Josh Koroma scoring a goal in the first 5 minutes before an own goal by Miles Weston sealed the deal for them at the 42nd minute mark. We then went on to draw against Barrow 2-2. Quite frankly, this was the most undeserved draw I've ever seen in Football Manager. We have been FM'd, as they say. With Barrow scoring 2 of their 3 shots on target. We dominated the game with 70% possession, but ultimately we were robbed. Moving on, we played Maidstone United away. A tidy 4-2 victory. It wasn't comfortable until the 87th minute, whereby Jake Pickard scored our 4th. It was 3-2 from 56 minutes onwards. Not exactly the best of games. We then beat Borehamwood 2-0, Levi Lemaker and Jake Pickard scoring our only goals. And then we played Gateshead, which was 3-1. It was 2-0 up until the second half. They pulled one back, and Pickard once again ensured the victory for us in the 81st minute. And lastly, we played Dover Athletic, a fairly comfortable 2-0 victory. It didn't feel like it at the time. Josh Pastley got an own goal in the 68th minute, and Dale Gorman scored from range to give us the victory in the 76th minute, which leads us to today, who we play Chesterfield, who haven't exactly had the best of times. They currently find themselves in 11th position. 1-3, drawn 2, and lost 2 against Aldershot and Ebbsfleet, both of whom are right up at the top of the table. And it looks as predicted. Chesterfield were predicted to finish 4th. In other news, people have been whinging about playing time. Joby McAnuff and James Brophy, not the best of players, and they're on fairly high wages. McAnuff on 1,800 per week, and Brophy on 850. Honestly, I don't think they're going to survive to the end of the season, and we will be looking to get rid of them at some point. But otherwise, it's been fairly good. The first team is pretty much unchanged, with Hammerleinen, Ekpiteta, Mitchell and Granderson as our back 4 with Brill in goal. Smith, Lee and Clay in the midfield. Might change that though. Maybe later. Lumeka and Politic, who was the other loanee that we got, has been absolutely superb for us so far. As our wingers, and Pickard once again up top. Brophy hasn't been great, and neither has Macaulay Bonn, sitting on a 6.4, along with McAnuff and Sam Ling. It's starting to show where the quality lies in the side, and we're going to have to make some decisions before the end of the season, or before the transfer window opens rather, as to what we're going to be doing for the rest of till the end of the season. In other news, it should be a fairly good game today. Chesterfield are a decent side. Of course, they were relegated last season from League 2. In fact, they've had 2 relegations in 2 years. So we should be looking to take the game to them. Obviously, we are playing away from home as well. They do have a great squad for this level, and they should be looking to go up as soon as possible. But we'll have to see. This is the pre-match lineups. Chesterfield going with Shaw and Fortune up front, with Binham Williams on the left-hand side, Weston and Rowley in the centre of the midfield, Talbot on the right-hand side, with Muggleton, Maguire, Evans and Weir lining up as their back four, with Anyan in goal. We've gone for a fairly familiar setup of Pickard up front, Lemeka on the left, Politic on the right, Smith, Lee and Clay in the centre of midfield, Hammerlinen, Ekpiteta, Mitchell and Granderson in defence, and Brill in goal. So let's see how the game goes for us. I'm going to tell the boys to go out there and give these fans their money worth. Obviously, we are playing away from home at Chesterfield Stadium, which I can't remember the name of. I think it's the Proact Stadium. But here we go, kick-off. Muggleton takes the ball to Williams. Oh, beautiful sliding tackle there by Granderson. Politic. We're on the front foot. First 20 seconds. Lemeka. Denied. Corner in the first minute of the game. Not too shabby. Lee to take. Can he put in a ball of quality to Maguire? Heads it away. Ekpiteta chases. Ekpiteta. And that's all we have for the moment here. Looking at the stats though, we are taking it to Chesterfield in the first 15 minutes with 2 shots on targets. Let's hope for a good game though. Obviously, we don't want to have to lose our top position here in the National League. Mitchell on a yellow, which worries me a little bit. He has accrued his fair share so far this season. It looks like it's going to be a fairly empty first half. It's quite disappointing, to be honest. I'm going to tell the lads that I am not happy with their performance so far. I don't want to have to get shouty, but it is what it is. Very poor performance so far from Jake Pickard, as well as Charlie Lee there. Might look to take them off early on in the second half, but let's see. Pickard takes the kick off straight down the right wing to Politic, Granderson, and that's the end of the highlight. Let's tell the boys to show some passion. This has been quite a boring game so far. Let's see if we can make some changes now. Charlie Lee's coming off for Lawless. Let's swap Lawless and Craig around. Karoma on the Politic, I think. Politic hasn't had the best game either. Neither has Levi. Let's put Karoma on for Lemeka. Make all 3 changes. A bit risky, but we need a result now. As we had a corner kicked in by Lee. Clay to Hammerlinen. Nice ball, nice build-up play. Lee. Oh! My word. What was that? That was a 25-metre strike from outside the box. What a wonderful goal there by Lee. Charlie Lee, obviously a veteran of the club now. He's 31 years old, I believe. Just outside the box. Look at that top right-hand corner. Keeper had no chance. And we have taken the game to Chesterfield now. We're still going to go through with the changes. Lee is going to come off for Lawless. But this does change things for us as we have another corner here. Karoma takes. Williams knocks it away. Clay straight back in. Hammerlinen to Granderson. Granderson goes for goal. Granderson. Own goal there. Knocked off Binham Williams. And Chesterfield have... It's not been great for them so far. Beautiful ball in there by Karoma. Headed away by Williams. And then Maguire. Hammerlinen knocks it to Granderson. And Granderson just takes a strike and it bounces off his chest. Keeper not a chance in the world. Chesterfield make another change here, but I think that's all she wrote for today's game. The team haven't performed the best, with Pickard on a yellow card and a 6.6 rating. But I think that's all it's going to be today. Bit of a disappointing game, to be honest. We're on a 6.0. We're going to get another highlight before the end of the game here. 4 minutes added time. Let's tell the guys to show some more passion. Pickard to Smith. Smith! Oof, over the crossbar. Bit disappointing. Not much action today, but a 2-0 victory is still a victory. Chesterfield fans must be shocked, having had the game taken to them at home. But if you look at the stats here, we absolutely dominated that game. 14 shots, 3 on target. Did get our fair share of yellow cards with 4 to their 1, and the possession at 62%. It was a brilliant showing for the boys today. A very nice victory. Well done. I'm pleased with that. It looks like our run is going to continue. We do have a fairly easy run of games coming up with Solihull. Barnet might be a fairly difficult game, but we are at home at Brisbane Road. Then Halifax again, not the most difficult of games. We may be back for the Barnet game. Barnet, of one of the other teams that were relegated from the Football League last season. Another one of the teams that want to be pushing themselves up again. But it's a fairly uninteresting episode, I'll give it that. So we'll see if we can be back as quickly as possible. Lee on form, getting man of the match there with his beautiful strike from just outside the area. And I think that's all that's going to be happening today, guys. But thank you very much for watching, and I look to see you again soon.